Hey everyone. Sorry. Got to do a voiceover. Got a new camera. For some reason, the external mic didn't work, so got to get that figured out. But anyway, we just doing a little overview of what I've done the last couple weeks. If you'll notice, new brake booster, master cylinder. Rubber lines are all in. Calipers, rotors, everything. Wheel bearings. Only thing I'm waiting on is the metal hard lines. Due to COVID, they're on back order. Also, you'll notice redneck ingenuity. Batteries zip tied over there in the fender. That is not going to be a permanent place for the battery. It's going to be moved up under the trunk. It's got a new 110 amp alternator due to the fact, one, it's switched over all electric fans, getting switched over to MSD, being that this motor and everything's coming out, is a lot going to be changed. Here I was talking about I actually pulled the valve covers to adjust the valves because I had a couple of them that was clattering a little bit. Shouldn't be clattering at all because it's roller, but found out I had 3 lifters that were collapsed. Dumps the seafoam in, kind of doctor it up, see if the lifters will come back. A couple of y'all noticed that I had a major oil leak. Cheap valve covers look good, but as you can tell, that whole valve cover gasket was pushed inside the valve train. Wouldn't seal in anything. Could have caused the part of the problem of it drew about a gallon of water sitting for 13 years on an engine stand. Here I'm talking about using Ford Type F transmission fluid, even though it is a Chevrolet. In your high performance transmissions, you don't want to use a thick fluid. You actually want to use a thinner fluid like a Type F or B&M Quick Shift. This transmission's got about 300 hits on it. Still tight. Still good. It's got a new mini stall in it. So you kind of can't go by it holds these many quarts when you put a mini in it. So just adding to it, putting some cheap stuff in it because all it's doing is going in and out of the shop. I'm going to run a transmission cooler and fabricate a transmission cooler with electric fans up under the trunk later on. Got a rebuild kit coming for the Holley. It's brand new off the shelf Holley 670. Something's wrong with it. Stuck it on another engine. It is not the engine. It's not. Yeah, it's a whole different vehicle. And so got a complete rebuild coming for that. Going to rejet it, re-needle seats, you name it. there. Like I said, we're just checking all the fluids, making sure all the fluids are good. I do not run thermostats. I run restrictors. So now you see the outer inner fender is gone. You can see daylight. Inner fender is completely, the outer section's cut, gone. Running in some more rust. Don't know if I'm a mini tub it, fully tub it, or just kind of leave it as is. So I'm gonna order the inner sections so I can replace the lower sections, the little ears on the bottom, so it's right. That's the new outer fender wells. So got a video of it at the end that actually shows a view up underneath where it's cut out, and also some of the welding on the bottom side of the quarter. These quarters are, the driver's side quarter is not welded on at the bottom. At the front, it's just sitting in the lip. The back's sheet metal screwed on. The rear trunk pan is completely gone. You can see all the holes. It's just the center of it though. The rest of it, the outside and everything's good. So what is problem is 7374 does not make a trunk pan for this car. A lot of people run a 67 through 72. Problem is you got to cut the frame rails, change the frame rails and everything to a 72 down. I'm not going to do that because I'm not worried about the trunk staying stock. I'm gonna cut it out. Weld it flat, replace it with flat metal, put some 1x1 stock up under it, and I'm gonna hang the fuel cell. Got to ditch the factory gas tank. Gonna hang a fuel cell, gonna build a box for it up underneath with an access panel to fill it up in case I actually want to take some coolers or something somewhere. I'll have trunk space. Also, the battery is going to be mounted up under the trunk. There we're talking about the taillight panels just tacked in at the moment. It's the reason why it's still got the supports welded across into the floor there. That 1x1 and that angle does not stay in the trunk. Problem being is that little piece right there, it was completely just chewed up, and that's what my molding strip hooks to for the back bumper. So I'm either gonna buy a 72 trunk pan and cut the back off of it to make that, or make it just out of some sheet metal. All right, in all the weather stripping, we got minor rust. No biggie, just cut it out, weld new plate in. Minor body work needed right there. That quarter is not been replaced yet, so it ain't even been worked. That quarter still looks good, but there's a lot of glass in it. The fender wells were rolled late 70s, early 80s. Problem with that is when you roll that lip over, it holds moisture, dirt, and everything, creates rust. Also, up under a lot of glass, you could tell it's a Nova. Bad thing about these cars are the unibodies, the kind of weak unibodies. Hence the reason a lot of people leave their back windows or the windshields on the starting line if they hook real good. They just tweak them real bad. This car's always been a street car. My uncle had this car before me. I think my uncle bought this car in like 83, 84. I bought the car in 96. So it's always been beat on. That was my dog, you heard. It's always been beat on and replacing quarters. Fortunately, the interior still looks good. Passenger side floor pan's solid. It's got a lot of undercoating that needs to be chipped out, but I'm not gonna worry with it. Driver's side's pretty bad, not real bad, but it's bad enough. So we're replacing the whole floor pan as a single section, replacing from firewall to back seat, mainly because of that hump. If you'll notice, that hump's got a pretty big hole. You can about stick your head through it. The reason why is car's been turbo 400, turbo 350, 2-speed power glide, 3-speed, 4-speed, 5-speed. It's been everything. So as you needed to move the shifters, it just got cut bigger and bigger. So we're going to replace the pans as a complete unit. That way I get new cross beams for the A-frame mounts and everything. Going to weld them in, and then put subframe connectors, weld in subframe connectors, and then I'm gonna go in with some chrome moly and spider web in some cross beams, kind of spider in the whole subframe together to keep it from twisting. This is 71 Mach 1. It's running 28 by 33 Mickeys. It's got a coverage jet. Getting ready to get back on it. Top spin chopped to 1.5 inch, 12-point cage, fuel cell, 4-link, coilovers, disc brakes all the way around. We're at the point of I got to finish up the interior panels. Got to replace that and that.